for it, and then the virus cannot really start re-traveling back again throughout the whole country. So Sweden treated it very differently. Similarly, Finland took a very different approach. But the majority of the countries went into this approach of locking down everything, closing down everything. And I think it's very strange because I was reading some of the methods that the governments have been using in terms of understanding and giving advice and analyzing the impact of coronavirus. And you see that the core learning is now coming from the people, as we call them, the scientists or the researchers or the data analysts. And it is highly interesting if you see the history of Islam and the beginning of all the teachings of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then you see the development of studies, philosophies, arts, sciences, and everything else from the places like Damascus and in Baghdad. The famous libraries in Baghdad were pretty much holding the whole world, as we today have places like Oxford, Cambridge, and Harvard. It used to be Baghdad and Damascus that people used to travel from the whole world to go in and seek knowledge and learn about things. But now, obviously, I think it is a slightly different trend. And it is very interesting, even if you see how the government policies are shaping up globally, they are actually very much driven by the academic research happening in these top universities. Like the UK government is following the advice very closely of the Imperial College University in London. So if you really want to track and understand the direction that the policy might be going into, why there's an announcement of easing out of lockdown, why there's an announcement of 6 people can meet, not why 8 people can meet, why not 10 people or anything else, then you can actually learn this by the research that the Imperial College University in London is pushing out. And I think, especially for UK folks who understand the government and the kind of the mechanism that are followed in UK, this is a really major affair at the moment, that government has set up what it is calling as the SAGE, the Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies. And everything that you see as a policy announced by Boris Johnson, you can actually go into this website and you can start learning why these policies are coming out and why there's an announcement of easing down of lockdowns, why there's an announcement that now 6 people can meet, and why there's an announcement that supermarkets can open. So there's a lot of detail and there's a lot of very fascinating data and insights that are actually coming out. And I think one very interesting element that government in UK at least, and I know globally also, reports on a massive scale is something which is called as the R number. And if you are interested in how the governments are making up these rules about the lockdown, this is a very interesting piece of research that you can read on the government websites. And this basically, the R number is defined as the number of the kind of possibility of one person infecting someone else. So take it as kind of a factor of probability factor, or whatever you want to call it in that matter. But this is a research that government publishes actually on a daily basis. You can see that this number was updated on Friday, 29th of May in UK. So it was yesterday, and it will get updated today and then on Monday and Tuesday. And they're regularly tracking that what is the probability that if you get, or anyone else basically gets coronavirus infection in UK, the probability at the moment is that it can travel to roughly about 0.7 or 2.9% people more. It used to be in the range of 3 people. So every 1 new patient was infecting 3 or 4 more people. But now this number has gone down to about 0.7 in total. And that's why you see that initially it was announced that 4 people can meet, because that at that moment the R number was roughly around 1.5 and 2. And now you can see the announcement has gone up to 6 people can actually meet in a smaller setting. And this is all linked to this R number. So it is really an interesting insight on how the researchers from every university globally are really creating policies more than anyone else at the moment. Boris Johnson is probably announcing them at the end of the day, or Donald Trump is announcing them, or Imran Khan in Pakistan probably. I don't know who's making policies in there, but The real research is happening on a backhand from all the academic staff. And again, there's also this very interesting. If you guys, I'm sharing my screen, so you can obviously see the screens in there as well. Imperial University, again, if you are interested in learning more in detail about this one, is regularly putting this projection tool out at the moment, where you can go in and actually just build out a projection of what the cases number can be for the next 5 years. And would you believe that this all is based on algebra? This is all based on algorithms, which were obviously, as many of you might be aware of it, that they were derived from the works of Khwarizmi, the famous Islamic scientist in the Middle Ages, as they call it. And I think what really is the fascinating point of it is that when Prophet ﷺ said that seek knowledge even if you have to travel all the way to China, seek knowledge from your cradle all the way to grave, maa ki god se qabr ki god tak ilm hasil karo.